There really is a paradigm around power and love. There is a paradigm around if you want to go for power, what you have to leave behind, and if you want to go for love, what you shouldn't ask for. There is this paradigm. It does exist. Whether we feel comfortable to put specific examples with a mic and a camera and all that on the table or not, I know that many of you in the room do relate to it in different ways. And in fact, my background being partly maths, when I started doing coaching, I noticed the pattern around it just jumped out at me, because almost every coaching appointment that I did, no matter how senior, no matter how junior, could be boiled down to this tension. When you ask people, is it easy to, and these are different manifestations of it, to seek high status and have personal balance? Is it easy to do both of those things? 21%. Is it easy to be effective at office politics without compromising your values? 31%. Is it easy to challenge the organization to change, which is a different form of power, without feeling alienated by colleagues? Because often that place where you're exercising authority is a place where you might get people wanting to separate themselves from you. Is it easy to do that? So this suggests that it is real, that the sense that there is a conflict between these two, that people perceive that it's tough, is real. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means it's not easy. But that means the tension exists. But then when we look at if it's possible, we get different numbers. But actually, about 50% of people don't think it's that possible. So that's interesting. So if 50% of people don't think it's possible to do both, what are the implications? There's often an unconscious paradigm of if you want to get ahead, you need to blend into the way power is already held. And so therefore, if you have values or ideas, and hence the diversity comment, if you have values or ideas different from the way power is currently held, it may not be smart to express them. So are you going to then hold them in? And actually, it doesn't matter what you look like or what your demographic is. Everyone has ideas and values and things that might not look like the way the status quo is designed at the top. So I do think that there is this, the paradigm unconsciously in many large organizations is this. And then you have to decide, is this the reason why I step back, which we see a lot of people doing, a lot of people not pushing themselves forward for this reason, or is this the reason why I blend in, because actually I need to for survival reasons? The metaphor of the Wizard of Oz is actually a very powerful analogy for this projection that we not only see people doing, but that we come to expect from people. If someone's running a big company, we expect them to say, I am responsible for everything and I am all powerful. And we're not necessarily open to the fact that they're not. And this is what's interesting, because they're not interested in the ego version of power, but they still understand that being at the top of the organization may be the best way to realize their values. And often that is the leader you want to follow. The leader who is okay with holding the power, they're okay with it, but they're not attached to it. Their number one concern about electability or about being in power is not holding on to it. Their number one concern is serving the thing that they care about.